How y'all doing today? My name's Zain, and today's topic of discussion is looking for growth. You got to be open to criticism. Looking for growth. You got to be open to criticism. Now, when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this from the standpoint of, and I want to be clear because I want to make sure that you understand, I'm not talking about, I'm looking for growth. Let me just open myself up to all this criticism to where I can, go around. Hey, how do you think that I did with this? Do you think that this is okay? Just going and looking for opinions. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you doing what you do, whatever it is that you do. And you're going along and you're going to get criticism along the way. A lot of times it may be valid. You may have some instances where it's not valid. But being open to criticism for people inputting on some of the things that you may or may not be doing, it leaves room for growth. If you're able to take whatever it is that they're criticizing, if you're able to take whatever it is that they're criticizing and decipher it between realizing when you just have junk with people just, saying things, or it is valid. And for you to be able to determine that it's valid, it would be you taking a good, hard, long look at yourself and doing some self-assessment there. One of the things that we talk about in other videos is, I know that I've experienced this with close ones to me and relatives. They think that anything that you say that is not in agreement with what they may be saying is discouraging. They think you're bringing them down. They think that you're being negative. Even when you're trying to input, just like how they've input on things in your life, because maybe you see a roadblock up ahead. Maybe you see a hard time up ahead for some of the things that you're trying to do. And I discuss some of these things in my book, Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication. I talk about staying in your lane, knowing who you're dealing with, knowing these pitfalls so you can avoid these pitfalls and dealing with people. But there are people, and I've experienced it, where you express something and it's just like, see, shouldn't have shared anything with you, just trying to bring me down, da 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 da. However they go on, it's just like, whatever, it's your thing. You can sink it, float it, do whatever you want with it. They're trying to offer you some constructive criticism. And with those people, one of the things that I notice is when you start having this awesome criticism, this valid criticism from some of the things that you may be doing or things that's going on in your life, when you have valid criticism and you shut it down and you're not open to it and you want to be combative, then depending on who you're dealing with, they may not give those criticisms anymore. So if they're not giving those criticisms, especially if you're doing it to everybody that's up off in your circle, then how do you grow? Because you're refusing to take a look at yourself. So how do you grow? You can still grow. I'm just asking the question, how do you grow? These things, when people are putting in with these valid criticisms up about you, this allows you to advance further. Because obviously, when it's valid criticisms, people are seeing things that you may be missing. Or in some cases, I have had where maybe somebody's addressed something that I am currently addressing up off in my life. I'm like, okay, thank you. I'll move on. That's something I'm trying to work on. Yeah, you don't have to say that up to them. But you're like, oh, okay, all right. Well, at least I know I'm moving in the right direction. It was something I was working on anyway. And then they just basically solidified what I was thinking and what I was trying to work on. That's the type of attitude to have up about it. To be healthy up about it. Because you have to look at it from a standpoint where, especially if it's coming from more than one person, if people are having certain criticisms up about yourself, like I said, valid criticisms up about yourself, then hey, you may want to give a little thought to it and say, hey, look, why are they saying that? Why? Even if it's something negative, maybe it's something that I'm lacking that is causing them to say these negative things. Maybe I need to have a little bit more confidence because the way that they're coming at me with certain things, maybe I'm lacking confidence or whatever it may be. The list may go on and on and on. What I'm just saying is you don't want to do yourself a disservice by just shutting that stuff out or thinking that just everything that somebody brings to you that's not in alignment with the way that you think or what you say, that it's against you. You just may be shortchanging yourself. So again, to reiterate, like I said, it is still possible to grow, but when you're getting this input from people up around you, it allows you to kind of leapfrog certain things in an instance. Because it may be something that maybe you might not have caught on to for years. And maybe somebody brought it to your table ahead of time. Just think about if it's something that's brought to your attention that you didn't recognize, you had no idea that you were doing or seeing or missing out on, whatever it may be, and you had no idea of it. Okay, how would you have addressed that? Maybe it was putting other people off something that you were doing, and this was the furthest thing. This was the furthest thing from your mind, and what you were trying to do is put people off. Somebody brought it to you, and you're like, man, I didn't even know that I was putting people off. Here it is. I'm trying to, gain the attention of others for whatever it is that I'm trying to do, or it may be something that you're trying to do as far as business moves, and you're like, there's certain things that I'm doing that's off-putting. That's what I'm talking about, putting you leaps ahead of where you would have been and just trying to assess these things with yourself. So you don't want to disregard things like that. So just be open to criticism so you can grow. It's all on how you take things, how you take it in stride. That's all I'm saying. In the meantime, if you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on other social media, Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. Obviously, I'm on YouTube. This is where you're watching the video. Hit that subscribe button. Click the links in the description box. I Am Kilimanjaro is the Arithmetic of Family Communication. It's a book that I've written regarding dealing with your mother, father, siblings, yourself, how to work on you before you go into these interactions with others so you can have healthy communication between the both of you. Check out the link. The book is on Amazon. You can get it in a paperback or an ebook copy. In the meantime, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. My name is Aim. You have a good one.